The story begins with a boy asking his girlfriend to lend him money for a date so they can have a party time alone in the hotel. His girlfriend, named Momo, becomes mad and kicks him, causing the boy to hit her and end their relationship. Momo gets heartbroken and tells her friends about it. The girls make fun of her and question her attraction to her ex-boyfriend. Momo admits she was drawn to him solely because he resembled her favorite actor, Ken Takakura, a reason her friends think is the dumbest ever. Later, as Momo walks through the halls, feeling downcast from her breakup, she notices a male student being bullied in a classroom as the bullies throw paper planes at him and badmouth him for his looks. She decides to intervene and sits at his desk, giving the bullies a stern look until they stop. Afterward, Momo leaves the room but is soon approached by the student she had defended. He eagerly engages her in a conversation about aliens and UFOs, mistakenly thinking that Momo defended him because she loved aliens and UFOs like he did, as there was no other reason for a hottie like her to talk to a nerd like him. Since her heart was recently broken, this conversation fueled her anger even more, prompting her to say things she never intended to say. However, Momo soon realizes she had hurt his feelings and apologizes for her rude behavior. She admits she does not believe in aliens but has a strong belief that ghosts exist. The male student laughs and outright denies the existence of ghosts. This prompts Momo to defend her stance by mentioning that her grandmother is a spirit medium and has the power to control people with it. The boy laughs even more, which leads to a heated exchange between them, causing her passing friends to believe she moved on from her ex-boyfriend pretty quickly and fell for some otaku guy. As neither of them wants to accept the other's claims, they challenge each other to prove whether UFOs or ghosts are real, and the loser will have to serve the other as a gopher. Later at night, Momo and the male student, who she nicknames Okarun, reach their respective destinations to determine who is correct. Momo enters Naji Hospital, where Okarun told her about the UFO sightings, while Okarun reaches a tunnel where Momo said a ghost resides. As they talk over the phone, Momo shares her past memories with him, mentioning that she used to be bullied by boys, including the one she had a crush on. This happened because of her grandmother, who told her to perform a certain ritual in public to protect herself from ghosts and spiritual phenomena. Although it was for her safety, it had a negative impact on her life. However, she eventually forgave her grandmother after realizing the value of her role as a spirit medium, and then started believing in ghosts. She even reveals that what she actually hated was not the bullying itself, but her crush mocking her grandmother and the rituals she was told to perform. Just then, Okarun encounters an elderly spirit known as Turbo Granny, who offers to let him touch her front in exchange for giving his weenie. Okarun immediately flees in terror, denying the fact that he had just seen a ghost. Momo warns him not to run away, explaining that he's up against a ghost named Turbo Granny, who is famous for her speed. And if he loses a race against the ghost, he will be cursed. As she keeps telling him to stop, Turbo Granny catches up to him and takes over his body. Hearing Okarun's screams, Momo sets out to help him but is struck with fear when she sees 3 figures lurking in a hallway. In a panic, she attempts to flee, only to be captured and restrained by them. After waking up, she finds herself strapped to a chair wearing only her underwear and bra. The figures who kidnapped her identify themselves as the Serpos, who are searching for a way to increase their breed. One of the Serpos reveals that they are a friendly species and are looking for bananas. He then reveals a mechanical device from their lower region, intending to use it on her to extract her banana. Momo struggles against her bindings, but they use hypnosis techniques on her to calm her down. Just as they are about to proceed, their attention shifts to her ringing phone. A ghost emerges from the phone and bites one of the Serpos, sending him flying towards the wall. Momo realizes that the ghost is actually Okarun, who is under the possession of Turbo Granny. The Serpos attempt to stop him from intervening in their work, but are unable to as he attacks their lower regions and removes their mechanical devices. The Serpos can't believe how he got such powers, as they have never encountered a human as aggressive as him and only desire to take a banana, not to hurt anyone. Okarun offers to fulfill the Serpos' desires, revealing that he always wanted to meet aliens and had called out to them every day since school, as he got no friends and thought aliens would befriend him. However, no one showed up despite how much he called, and he was bullied every day. Despite this, the only person who helped him and stood up for him was Momo, and he does not want anyone to lay a finger on her. For her sake, he will even become a monster. Just as he's about to change into his full monster form, one of the Serpos restrains him from doing so and begins using a hypnosis technique on Momo. As this continues, Momo remembers her grandmother's instructions to perform the ritual in order to release her ki, and when she does, she unlocks her psychic abilities, which help her break free from her restraints. Through the ritual, Momo realizes that her grandmother was not lying and that she is truly a spirit medium. She then counters the Serpo with a powerful kick that sends the alien flying through the walls and crashing back into the UFO. Afterward, Turbo Granny, who has taken over Occult Kun's body, tries to kill her, but Momo suppresses the possession with her psychic abilities. However, Turbo Granny warns her that she has taken Occult Kun's weenie, and the only way to lift the curse is to confront her in the tunnel where she lives. With that, Momo and Occult Kun begin to believe in the existence of both aliens and ghosts. Occult Kun prepares to confront Turbo Granny and insists on doing it alone to avoid troubling Momo further. Momo persists and offers her help, saying that without her, he would have already died. Occult Kun accepts her offer and apologizes for his rude behavior, explaining that he's an awkward fellow. Those words remind Momo of her crush, Kentakakura, and she immediately asks Occult Kun about his name. Momo is shocked and can't believe what she hears when Occult Kun reveals that his name is Kenta. Unwilling to accept that his name is the same as her favorite idol, Kentakakura, Momo tells Occult Kun that he cannot use his name around her, otherwise she will kill him. She decides that from this moment his name will be Okarun, and the boy reluctantly accepts it. The following day, Momo invites Okarun to her house, thinking they need to work together to beat the Turbo Granny. Upon arrival, as Okarun attempts to pass through the gate, his body suddenly bursts into flames, leaving Momo no choice but to use her psychic powers to throw him into the nearby river. She realizes that the talismans, which are meant to ward off evil spirits, are still on the gate, and with them being there, Okarun cannot go inside. She decides to remove the talismans and let Okarun pass through safely. Okarun again thanks her for helping him out, and they both go inside. There, Okarun becomes upset after finding out that his asterisk, Weenie's asterisk, are still missing, and is too shy to tell Momo about it. Momo quickly finds out and reminds him that all of this happened because of his actions, and if he hadn't approached her at school, everything would have been fine. Okarun confesses that all his life, he never had a friend, and no one stood up for him, so this was his only chance to make a friend. Momo tells him that the problem lies within him as he doesn't know anything about others or what they think about him. Instead, he listens to his own shitty heart, which tells him that no one wants to befriend him. Moved by her words, Okarun tears up and thanks her again for helping him out. They then begin arguing with each other but stop when they hear the sound of the doorbell. Momo is surprised at the chime as she's never heard it before, believing it to be an evil spirit since chimes for humans do not sound like that. Just then, Momo realizes she forgot to put back the talisman after removing it for Okarun. She decides to do so, but is shocked to see the setting of the residence has changed and a wall is covering the gate. Not only this, but both of them begin bleeding from their noses, causing her to realize it is due to a harmful black mist. Having no choice, the duo tries to run towards the gate and is stopped by a giant spirit looming above them. The giant accuses them of breaking a promise and declares that he is here to seize their bananas. This reminds Momo of the Serpo's aliens who also won her bananas, while Okarun recognizes that the monster is made of wood. As the giant attacks both of them, Momo realizes that it's impossible to fight the giant monster while also suppressing Okarun's curse with her powers. She tells him to hold on, and Okarun has an idea, believing that if she can suppress Turbo Granny's curse from his head and allow him to control his possessed body, he might be able to fight the alien himself. Momo follows his instructions, and before the giant monster can attack them with its stomping shockwave, Okarun transforms into a monster and not only bites the giant alien's fingers, but also saves Momo and himself from its attack. However, he immediately coughs up blood as his human body is unable to handle the immense speed of the Turbo Granny. While they still move out of the way before its next attack, Momo notices that the giant is using a technique similar to a sumo wrestler and believes they could defeat it if they force it to touch its hand to the ground, which is prohibited in the sport. Momo uses her psychic abilities to suppress Okarun's curse with her right hand, enabling him to shatter the giant's right leg, and uses her left hand to pull down its body, causing the disintegration of its right hand. Just when they think they are about to win, the giant grows an extra pair of legs to stand and slams Momo into the wall of the gate. He viciously beats her down as she continues to suppress Okarun's curse. Okarun pleads with her to protect herself instead of him, stating that his life is worthless and he doesn't have the right to live. Momo refuses to leave him alone and reveals that the giant is cheating. The monster becomes furious and assaults her even more, causing the wall to break, and Momo quickly put the talisman back in its original spot. Momo reveals that she intentionally planned to have the giant beat her up in order to create a hole in the wall, giving her enough space to put the talisman back. After defeating the monster, Momo is relieved that the conflict has ended but notices Okarun's hair, which has changed once again. However, before she can do anything, she collapses in front of him. This results in Turbo Granny's curse taking over his body due to Momo no longer being active to use her powers to... Like and comment if you enjoy this video. Subscribe to my channel for more anime recaps and tell me what anime recap you'd like to see next in the comments below.